everyone, I'm Joan, and thank you for tuning in to my YouTube channel, Yoga with Joan Vossi. And today I'm going to be talking about a simple abundance book that I love. And Yoda is still sleeping here by my side. Do you want to say hi to everybody? Are you not going to sleep? He's sleeping. I just wanted to share with you a book that I started reading when my kids were, I would say, maybe 8 and 7, 8 and 9, 8 and 10. They're 21 months apart. But my two girls, my son hadn't been born yet. And I was working full-time as a teacher and also raising my kids. And sometimes I found that the only way for my husband and I to get away, we would have my best friend, watch my girls, and for our date we would go to the bookstore. We both love to read and we both love books. And one day I was in the self-help section, which I love, and I found Simple Abundance, a day book of comfort and joy by Sarah Ban Breathnach. And hopefully I'm saying that right. And over the years I've had a couple copies. One is very worn and it got waterlogged because I brought it in the bathtub and dropped it once. So this one I got at Goodwill, I think, and she's made a few, what's that called when they recreate the book again? A few newer copies, or I guess it's been re-released, I should say. And I think it started in 1995. Interesting enough, that's the year my daughter was born. And my other daughter, 2005, actually that was when my son was born, they reissued it again. So copyright 1995 and 2005 by Sarah Ban Breathnach. That's interesting. Anyway, what do I like about this book and why do I like it? Well, it's one of the books that, especially in the summer, I read, because it's a little slower in the summer. I'll read a little in the morning, and I'll take, it's by day, obviously. This one's July 26th. It says, discovering what you like to do if you ever had time. Anyway, each one is a reminder that you can have abundance in your life. You can have so much joy from just ordinary things. For example, I'm going to tell you about this one, but there's one that I read and it talks about how just setting the table nicely and more beautifully at night can make you feel so happy. Maybe using linen napkins. I've never owned linen napkins in my life. Isn't that awful? I've only had paper napkins. Maybe other people are like me, but anyway, I want to get some. I just always thought it was a waste because you have to wash them, but they're so beautiful. My daughter, who now has her own home, had a Father's Day brunch and used her linen napkins and her beautiful tablecloth. She antiques and she got it in a flea market somewhere. It's so beautiful. And you can add so much ordinary everyday joy by just setting the table a little bit nicer. So anyway, that was just one little tidbit. But the whole theme is abundance, not through money and not through buying things, but yes, some things, maybe at a secondhand store like linen napkins, but finding simple joys. And there's so many when you look around. And anyway, the one that I want to tell you about, discovering what you'd like to do if you ever had time. And I seem to have underlined this a lot. And I underlined, develop interest in life as you see it, in people, things, literature, music. The world is so rich. Simply throbbing with rich treasures, beautiful souls, and interesting people. Forget yourself. Henry Miller. So at the beginning of her little writing on a certain theme, she always has a quote. And this Henry Miller writing I loved. You can tell because I underlined it. Anyway, she writes, in the beginning, spending regular time alone just to collect your thoughts will seem like indulgence enough. Spending time alone to nurture your authentic vision, to express yourself creatively, to enjoy a personal pursuit that brings you contentment and pleasure will seem, well, impossible, incredulous, impractical, inconceivable, out of the question. Right. In another life is the usual response, along with audible sighs and the rolling of eyes when I broach the subject in my workshops. Then wistful looks appear. You mean have fun? The woman want to know. Yes, have fun. You mean by yourself? Yes, by yourself. Fun. What would you like to do if you ever had the time? Fun. And I'm going to read a little more. I'm not going to read this whole thing, believe me. But the word fun, that's hard for me. I plan everything. I'm always working, and saying, I'm going to work for this vacation. I'm going to work for that. But ordinary life is work for me sometimes. And I don't take the time to just have fun. And you can ask a couple of my friends. I have a couple close friends, and they say, it's hard to rein you in. But when I do, when we go somewhere, it's so much fun. So anyway, she talks about finding something maybe you haven't tried yet, like maybe coloring, an adult coloring book, or painting. Or speaking of that, one of my friends that I just met through yoga is a painter, and I went to her house, and she paints oil paintings, and I was amazed. Her name is Becky, and I want to do it. I want to get some oil painting, or I want to at least get watercolors, and I've been thinking about it, but have I committed to it? No. So finding a chunk of time and saying, I'm going to do it, and just do it. That's all you have to do. It doesn't have to be perfect, just do it. And so that's her point in here. And thank you, Becky, if you're watching, for that beautiful noticing. When I went to your house, it was just gorgeous. So finding something where you can just go. And that is play. That's fun for yourself, she says. It is play. In this sense, all my life is spent in play, sewing or needlepoint, picking flowers or writing or buying groceries, says writer Diane Johnson. Once you commit to bringing more of a sense of play into your daily round with authentic personal pursuits, life will begin to take on a harmonious lilt. So that's the end of one of her writings. I didn't read the whole thing, but finding something to just do a little during the day that brings you a little bit of joy and fun. Doesn't have to cost a lot. Maybe it's a knitting group. Maybe it's free the first time. Maybe it's a little bit every time you go, but so what? And I say knitting because I keep saying to myself, I want to learn to knit again. My mom taught me how to knit. I was the oldest child, and I guess she had more time when it was just me, and she did teach me how to knit, and I learned. She taught her grandchildren, which is wonderful, before she passed on. But I never went back to it, and I'm upset about it. So hopefully you can pick this book up at a secondhand store, maybe, because I'm talking about things not having to cost a lot of money. It's really great. Actually, there's a lot of these copies at the Goodwill store. I think people don't realize how wonderful this book is. So you'll find lessons in the winter, and I love reading this in the winter too, all seasons, by the way. In the winter, I love reading about making your house cozy in the winter and lighting a fire. And if you don't have a fireplace, lighting some candles and turning the lights low. And I think there's something called HYGGE, Hygge. It's the Swedish way of finding comfort. And they have a book on it. I think it's called Hygge or Hygge. But anyway, the winter season writings that she does are just gorgeous too. So I hope this book might help you, because I know many of you might be retired and it's time to try some different things. So I wanted to share this book with you. Last time I'm going to say it, Simple Abundance. And it's a day book of comfort and joy by Sarah Ban Breathnach. And I think during these times, there's so much going on in the news all the time, especially now. And with the two different political parties, they're so at odds. Everything's so conflicted with Russia, the Ukraine, and it can be overwhelming. I read somewhere that a long time ago, communities that were living didn't know what was going on in other communities far from them, because there was no communication, and it was better for people's minds to just really focus on their own community and to love their children and to work hard every day and to enjoy each other and to really focus on their community and not worry because you're getting all this information from all these other communities and things that are going on. And I'm not saying it's wrong to know about the war in Ukraine and wrong to know about the things going on in politics right now, because it's good to be educated and to help in any way you can, but we can get overwhelmed. So finding a simple abundance practice for yourself really helped me, and I'm sure it could help you. So as a yoga teacher, I wanted to share that with you. And if you have any questions, please write them in the comments. Yoda, do you have any questions or thoughts on this? Do you want to say goodbye to everybody? I'm just going to take a minute to share him with you. Come here, you. Yosh. Are you going to get upset because I pulled you in? Yeah. He's always smelling my breath. It's kind of gross. He always goes, yeah, hi. I don't have any food on my breath. Maybe that's why they smell your breath. If anybody knows, do they want to know if you've been eating something, or is there something good? I don't know. But he's my baby for now, because my 3 babies are gone, and he gets first priority every day. I can't do anything until I've walked him. Although some mornings he waits for me, because I'll do other things. You see, look at me. I'm rocking him like an infant. This is what happens to me when I'm left alone. I do remember rocking my daughters and holding them. I nursed all 3, and I miss it. I miss them. I love you. Yes, I do. So also, maybe getting an animal might help too. Bring some simple abundance and joy. Maybe a rescue. Of course, he wasn't a rescue. You know, these French bulldogs. But I have my daughter to blame for that. She convinced me, and she begged, and she paid for half of this dog. But this is these dogs are wonderful. These dogs, if you give them a good walk every day, they sleep a lot, they lay on your lap, they cuddle, and they love to play. They're very curious. They love balls. They love to chase things. And sometimes they retrieve it. He'll retrieve it to me. So, yeah, I think he's going to fall asleep. Just like I used to get my kids to fall asleep, maybe. He would go sleepy. Now he thinks I'm talking to someone, so he's waking up. Because he's very, like I said, he's very curious, and he loves when people come over, people come in. Actually, I had him, and I'll take a couple more minutes. You can turn it off if I'm rambling, but I took him to the Midas place because I didn't get my car done yesterday, and we went for a long walk while the car was up, getting diagnosed, and I came back after maybe 40 minutes. We were all sweaty and hot. We had a drink, and he just had to say hi to everybody. No matter who came through the door, he rushes up to them, and some people don't like to say hi, and he gets a little upset. He'll sniff, but he can tell the people that don't want to say hi. He'll stop. He won't go all the way up to you. He gets that negative energy. He can feel it. Anyway, this wonderful lady came in, and I said hi to her, and she was petting him, and she started showing me her Himalayan Siamese cat. I can't remember what. No, it was a Thai cat. And it looked Siamese, but it was called a Thai cat. And she started talking to me about it. And he just brings me closer to people whenever I take him anywhere. I meet people that I never would have talked to because I have a dog. So, see, he's sleeping. So I think that sometimes dogs can bring people closer together. Does that make sense? Are you just going to sleep here? Now I can't get up and turn off this video. Oh, yeah, now I'm talking to you. He did fall asleep. I don't know if you saw it. He fell asleep. I'm still a good mom. I can still rock babies to sleep. Yes, you good boy. I love you so much. Yes, I do. All right, well, I say goodbye to everybody because we have to go. We kept them too long. No, I don't have any food. I don't have any food. All right, we're going to stop now, okay? All right, you guys, take care and have a great day. Simple Abundance by Sarah Ban Breathnach.